Hi YouTube, this is a free extract from my larger Illustrator Advanced course. You can check that out on bringyourownlaptop.com. Also, there's a link in the description for the exercise files. Those are free to download, so go and download those. All right, enjoy the video. Hi there, in this video we're going to do two things. We're going to take this colored image and turn it into a black and white image. Then we're going to do some cool stuff with colors and blending with the background. You can see a few different options there. So let's go and do that now in Adobe Illustrator. All right, to get started you can open up a file in our exercise files called blending modes black and white.ai. Okay, and I've just kind of put in some basic stuff to get us going. Phase one is to bring in an image and make it black and white. So we're going to go to File, we're going to go to Place, and we're going to find an image in here called Grayscale. There he is, grayscale.jpg. Click Place. I'm going to drag it so it kind of fits in my background here. It's a little bit too big. We should trim it up. I'm not going to bother. Now, I also want to send it to the back. So Command, Shift, and square bracket, or Control, Shift, square bracket on a PC. And now we need to make it black and white. So black and white in Illustrator is with it selected with my black arrow. I go to Edit, and I go down to Edit Colors, and I've got Convert to Grayscale. And it's black and white. Now, that's fine, and this one looks fine. I find that Illustrator it's got one option, right? It's pretty kind of just, you take it or leave it. So what I tend to do is I'll do the same image in something like Photoshop. I know this is not a Photoshop class, but you'll be able to, even if you've never used it, do this particular thing. And what you want to do is, with it open, go to Adjustments. There's an option in here. This little icon here is the black and white. Okay, it does a similar sort of thing. We'll have a little look. It's slightly different. Where it gets different in Photoshop though is you get to adjust the colors. So in here you get to say what you do with the reds. So you get a bit of control. So you can see rather than just kind of leaving whatever the default is, you can say actually I want to do some other stuff with it, maybe darken them up. Okay, so it just gives you a lot more control about how this thing gets converted to black and white, which I love. There's no green in the image, so these guys do. There's a bit of cyan in his pocket, turns out. A little bit of blue in his shirt. Okay, so you get to kind of have a bit more control. Another cool thing about this in Photoshop is this guy here. It's got a terrible name, the On Art Modifier thing. Okay, but give it a click, and all it does is means that you get to click and drag. So I've turned it on, you know it's active because it's dark, and over here I get to say his cheeks need a bit of work. I can click hold, drag left and right. So instead of just trying to guess over here what colors are affecting things, you get to go say this bit of the checkered shirt, I want to make brighter or darker. Okay, so it's just a real kind of tactile pocket. I need to kind of like darken down, say it's, because here it's quite bright, I want to kind of darken it down. The fence here, I can bring it up, down. Okay, so just click, hold, and drag. And the other thing, you might not want black and white, you might want a tint. There's a tint option here. Okay, it's got, by default, it's got a kind of a, I don't know, sepia-ish kind of tone. So yeah, that is the black and white tool in Photoshop. Now you save it out. Maybe it's a PSD, maybe it's a JPEG, and bring it into Illustrator. I'm not going to, but if you want to do more with Photoshop, okay, tips and tricks like this, I've got a Photoshop course, so check out either the Essentials or the Advanced one of that. All right, back into Illustrator. Now, what we want to do now is get this kind of like coloration interacting with the background like you saw at the beginning. It's quite easy. It's more color blending like we did in an earlier tutorial. So black arrow, I've got this red box selected, go to opacity, click on the word opacity, normal, and then just play around here until you find one that works. Okay, I like multiply, it looks pretty good. Okay, they've all got different kind of effects. Now, also know that if you use a different color, I've used a kind of a rich red, that's gonna, work this way with multiply, but if you have a different color, you'll find that some of these options will be quite different. I'm gonna leave it at multiply because I like it, and move on to our next one. So what we're gonna do in the next bit is we're gonna grab our artboard tool, just make a duplicate. Okay, so artboard tool, I'm gonna hold down the Option key on a Mac, Alt key on a PC to get a second version. And in this one, what I wanna do is not only kind of colorize this, actually I'm gonna touch this back to black, I lie. I want you to be black, okay, and it doesn't really matter with multiply. Okay, it can be a normal multiply, I'm leaving. They both look the same. What I'd like to do is, I had these kind of guys up here, grab these three. Okay, I'm going to just make them nice and big. I'm just stretching them out. I'm going to rotate them. And all I really want to do is, the layer order is kind of important. It's very important. Okay, so I'm going to get them there. What I can't do is overlap this other document. Okay, so I'm going to, might have to move this guy across with my artboard tool, just so there's a bit more space. Come with me. Cool. All right, so with these selected, I'm gonna send them to the back and bring them forward so they are kind of just one, like just in front of the gray, but not in front of this text, because I don't want this color affecting that. Now, exactly same thing, I'm gonna go through, stroke, and sorry, where it says opacity, and pick another one of these, okay? So you can do some really cool stuff with like different colors, okay? You know, what is this color mode? Looks quite cool. Select too much, just want the boxes. And this one here is multiply. Okay, it looks pretty cool. Color burn, lighten. I like color burn. It's kind of cool, kind of Instagram-y look. And what we might do as well is draw a rectangle to crop these guys in. So I'm going to intersect you, and I'm going to select all of these boxes plus that image in the background. Can I grab them? Hard to grab. Come on, Daniel, you're professional. Grab them all. Got them all. So I've got everything selected, this image, these boxes, this guy here, and because this guy's up front, I can hit Command 7 on my keyboard or Control 7 on a PC. Okay, just to kind of crop them all in. They're still there. I'm going to select on this and move it to the back so I can see my text. All right, one last thing I'll show you. You saw it at the beginning there. I'm going to grab my artboard tool, Shift O, and I'm going to hold down the Alt key or Option key, and I'm going to right click, release clipping mask. I don't want you guys anymore. Thank you very much. I'm going to do two things. One is I'm going to kind of posterize him. It's called halftone. It's kind of a cool, I don't know, exaggeration of old school printing. Not old school printing, actual printing, but we're going to blow it up to look quite cool. So we're going to select him. We're going to go to our effects, and Dan's going to try and remember which one this is in. I'm going to guess a pixelate, color halftone. That's what I'm after. I'm going to just leave all the defaults, and that's going to be our result. And what we might do as well, just to kind of give it a little, I don't know, what's that? There's a Netflix show. What is it? It's Making a Murderer. Okay, I love that series anyway. That's what we're going for anyway. We're going to go for a red, and then we're going to go and play with the opacity. And actually, we're playing with the blending mode inside of opacity. And in here, we're going to pick one of these, right? The kind of ooh, color burn. I like it. Okay, it's got that kind of look to it. Maybe I'm making that up, but you get the idea, right? You can play around with obviously color halftone. You can drag that off, click on this guy and update it in here and decide kind of max radius channels 1, 2, and 3, just kind of edit it. This looks quite different when you're working with a colored image because we only have one channel being used. Okay, so play around with a colored image might look quite cool as well. All right, my friends, that is how to work with black and white images and do some cool stuff with color blending modes. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Hey there, I hope you liked it. If you did, give me a thumbs up. It really helps out what I do. I've got lots of other stuff here on YouTube, so consider subscribing. Also, I want to see what you made. Okay, so you're obviously doing something, don't be shy. I'd love to see what it is. If you put it up on Instagram, I'd love to, for you to mention me. I'm Bring Your Own Laptop on Instagram, and on Twitter, I'm Dan Loves Adobe. Also, if you like my teaching style and you want more advanced Illustrator stuff, there's the full course. Okay, it's on bringyourownlaptop.com. There'll be a link in the description. Also on Bring Your Own Laptop there's a resources tab, and there's a free cheat sheet in there, free, totally downloadable. It has all the we did the keyboard shortcuts and stuff for Illustrator. It's a PDF, you print it off, stick it next to your computer. It's awesome. All right, continue on. Bye now.